Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, there I am. Okay, it says I'm live. It just took it a minute, that's all. Okay, I know I'm a little bit late. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I am a little bit late. Well, it took me a minute to set up here. I'm sitting in a really nice spot. You can see behind me. The sun just went in. No, I'm sitting under some beautiful old trees. So I apologize for being late. They didn't open the gates until 1 o'clock. I didn't think about that when I scheduled this for 1 o'clock. Oh, duh, my bad. Okay, so in case you don't know, I'm the Bay Lady, and I'm sorry this is jumping around for a minute because I have a tripod to put it on in just a second when I turn the camera around. I am Sharon Schultz. I live in Baltimore, Maryland. I am in the Chesapeake Bay region, which is absolutely gorgeous. Chesapeake Bay is a very important thing to the state of Maryland. Um, Cuts it right in half, number one. So, anywho, so I'm the Bay Lady because I have a passion for tours of the Bay. So anyway, so this is one. It's not going to be the Bay. I got some side things going on too. You see, um, this is not the Bay, but it is part of Chesapeake Bay story. I am in a historic old town called Ellicott City. It was founded in the late 1700s by three Quaker brothers from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, just a little bit north of here. They chose this particular area because of the river. The river, the Patapsco River, of course, flows into Chesapeake Bay. Yay, okay. So they were looking for a place to build a textile factory and a town all around it. And to do that, you needed to have a source to make your electricity. And the raging Patapsco River was perfect for that task. And as it turned out, it was because here we sit today. Um, Today, we are on the highest of 7 hills that surround the valley where Ellicott City lives. It was once called Ellicott Mills in the very beginning because of the mills and the brothers. Guess what their last name was? Yeah, Ellicott. So Anyway, so the town grew, and being the Quakers, they say, were very much into education during that period of time. It was in the 1800s, and that's evidenced by the number of schools that are here in Ellicott City. A lot of schools here and a lot of churches as well. All of them, pretty much, the older ones, all of them of historic significance for sure. Not all of them are used as schools anymore. Some have been reimagined to tell the story of what it once was. And so today, you're going to find yourself here at the Patapsco Female Institute, right on top of the hill, tallest hill in Ellicott City. It's on Church Drive. So let me go ahead and I should turn the camera around. Also, while I'm talking, my tours are all free. My virtual tours, they are all free. But I do take donations at this really cool little website called Buy Me a Coffee. It's really cool because I love coffee. But anyway, if you would like to contribute to the gas fund and the emission-free fund that takes me to all these places. In other words, the fund is like my pocket. I'm retired, so I don't have much to play with here. But anyway, oh yeah, you'll find the website and contact information for Buy Me a Coffee on both my let's see, Facebook page and YouTube, and uh, maybe a few more. But anyway, so what you're looking at is the school. This is Patapsco Female Institute. Hang on just 1 second, because I am going to hook this to the tripod, and it might spin you around a minute. Whoa! Yeah, it might. It did, didn't it? All right, come on back up now. Here we go. What's wrong? Mm, try that again. There we are. Yay. All right. Try this again. Oh, better. All right. Okay. This is good. All right. So I'll leave my stuff right there as I walk over here. Okay. Now you're seeing the front of this gorgeous, gorgeous school. Seriously, this place is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's been restored. So it's you're just looking at the shell. It's all there is. A nice big old shell there. But they tried to restore it somewhat. The other alternative was to knock it down because it had been neglected and left in ruins and eventually caught fire. And what you see is what survived the fire. Beautiful, beautiful landscaping here. Can you imagine? Oh, wait till I tell you about this school. In its heyday, listen to the wind. Wow, look at this tree. It's ginormous, right? That tree's seen some action. Oh my goodness. The history here is quite remarkable. I don't know if you can tell that we're way, 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 way high up. I don't know. Can you see the gate down there? I don't know. But we are quite high up. Most definitely. I don't know. Let's see. The road. Okay. When you look at the screen, if you can make it bigger, a screenshot it, that's pretty cool. But right in the middle at the bottom of this photo is the road. Now, the road's pretty high up itself, right? So just imagine. Let's see. Yeah. Just imagine. It's down there. Okay. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the school here. It it was established in 1857, and it actually made it, oh, I need to adjust this while I'm talking. It actually made it almost into the 19th century. They called it quits in around I want to say 1898, maybe something like that. It was useless at that point. As I was saying about Ellicott City and their view on education, they the Patapsco here was a private school, and so with the advent of so many public schools, they kind of lost their footing and really didn't have what they needed to maintain. Whoops, sorry, I'm trying to make the picture better. Sometimes it's better to just leave it alone. I know. Okay, so, well, I'm going to let you guys have this while I talk some more and then get down to the program. And I'll tell you why you're looking at that. Okay. All right. So when the school opened, it was um, it was funded by tuitions, about $200 a year, which was an enormous amount of money then. And so their tuitions were uh, from people that could obviously afford it. So the big draw to this school was from the southern plantation owners who wanted to educate their daughters in something a little bit more than knitting or crocheting or cooking or basket weaving, what have you. And that was okay that they do that too, but they wanted more for their daughters. Some of these girls, like I said, they came from southern plantations, and some of them were spoiled pretty rotten and had difficulty getting with the program. They had to, here at the school, they had to work together. They had classes, the classrooms were in the basement, their rooms were upstairs. They had to keep their rooms clean, they had to make their beds, they had to share rooms, they had roommates. So it was a different way of living for them. Anyway, Civil War came along, and that was the beginning of the end. It was no longer safe for the Southern families, the girls, to be here anymore. While Maryland did not join the Confederacy and instead remained loyal to the Union, was not entirely their own decision. Um, Maryland was torn. There were many slaveholders here and also many who weren't. And they were so divided, they were going to secede from the Union. And then the Union troops marched on in and occupied Maryland. So that didn't happen, couldn't happen. They did it because the Union troops, the Union government was housed in Washington, D.C. That was their headquarters. One state south was Virginia. Richmond, Virginia was the headquarters for the Confederacy. So if the Confederacy took Maryland, then they would have Washington, D.C. blocked on both sides. So Maryland troops moved in, even caused riots in Baltimore. Some people did not like that at all, but it is what it is, and that's what happened. So eventually, as I said, the school closed. I mean, 1898, that's like, 20 years or more, after the Civil War ended. So, it was given a gallant try there. After that, it's been a few different things. In World War One, it was a hospital. It was a hospital where those wounded on the battlefield were, transported here. Uh, After that, I believe it was a hotel. Let's see, World War One was in the let's say 1918, 19, something like that. Okay, it was a military hospital. After that, it became a hotel, a resort, actually. And that was in the early 1900s as well. I'd say maybe 1930s, maybe 1940s. But it was a well-known poshy, ritzy resort hotel. They had a kitchen and dining and all of that. And then eventually it came into hands of a private owner and was used as a private home for a while, but then eventually, unfortunately, the owners kind of abandoned it and it just went to ruin. They let it fall to ruin. It was saved when an organization, well, when Howard County government, this is the county in which we are sitting, Howard County, they purchased it and did what they called stabilized it. So it became something sturdy. It's used for history purposes. People get married here. Uh, they have plays. Oh my goodness! There's a Ellicott City has a Shakespearean company, and oh my goodness, they do plays here, and it's so awesome. They set up temporary stages among the ruins inside, and it's very cool, very cool. Okay, so um I'm going to attempt to read this whole thing, okay? Um, you guys, you can bear with me or not. It's a few pages. It it is from a student, okay, who went to school here. There are a couple of students that they've actually identified as real life people having attended school here. Keep in mind it was a boarding school as well. Okay, anyway, this is Annie Conway, and she's writing in her journal. Sunday, January 11th, 1857. I have commenced to write a journal this half year of my being at school, and as it is my last year and I expect to graduate in July, I hope to improve it to my utmost. It is Sunday, and the day is very beautiful. Very appropriate. The very air seems to breathe around us that this is God's holy day on which he rested from his labors and which he has given his command that we should do likewise. The chapel preached a very practical sermon today, being Jeremiah 8, chapter 5, verse 20. He spoke of the new year, which has but just set in, and of the necessity of taking a retrospective view of our lives during the past year and seeing whether we were one step nearer heaven or the abode of woe. Nothing has happened of any consequence today. The girls all went to their Bible classes as usual, and everything passed the same. Okay, so this diary. Just let me give another explanation before I read the next date. Was, as I said, actually written by a girl, Annie Conway, who attended this school. You'll find out more about her as we read her notes. These are not accessible to everyone. This journal I've had in my possession for maybe 30 years, back to when this building was being renovated. And I was volunteering at an organization that helped take care of it, got it its historical credentials, and all of that. So As a result, I had access to all sorts of information about the school, and I was getting ready to write a story for the newspaper about it, so they were happy to supply me. Anyway, that's how I have my hands on this journal. So this is a real treat, folks. I hope you enjoy this. Monday, January 12th, 1857. The day had been quite cold with a very strong wind. Nothing of any account has happened today. But when I returned from one of my classes, Sarah told me that Nanny Brooke had arrived. I ran to my room as fast as I could to see her, and she had a delightful time. Whenever I speak or think of home, it makes me very homesick. I promised to correspond with Lizzie Dickerson and Annie Young after I left school while they were still here, and even after they went home. Miss Pratt explained our problems in geometry tonight because they were more difficult than usual. I am looking forward with dread to the coming private examination, for it takes place in about 4 or 5 weeks. Last night, I told Amanda Towson to call me as early as she got up the next morning, as I wanted to study my geometry, for I could not study the day before, as it was Sunday. Well, Amanda called me, and when I asked her what time it was, she said she didn't know. So I arose and got ready to study when I looked at my watch and found it was 20 minutes past 1 o'clock in the morning. However, I concluded I would not go to bed again until after I'd studied my geometry, after which I retired to rest and did not wake until the rising bell. Okay. Tuesday, January 13th, 1857. And she has time 15 minutes of 2 o'clock p.m. The day has been more pleasant than usual. We have had scarcely any winter, and as for snow, we have not had enough for sleighing. Nothing of great importance has happened today. We all went to our classes as usual. The other day, while Miss Chambers was officer, Annie Young, not caring to go down to breakfast, at which we are marked if we stay away, hid under the bed, as the officer generally goes around after the girls have gone to see if they've gone. She went to Annie's room, and not seeing her, of course, concluded she had gone to breakfast and went out satisfied. Annie told the girl a few minutes later that if she could get her breakfast, if she, let's see, told the girl a few minutes later if she could get her any breakfast to bring it to her. The girl went down and represented that Annie was sick. Miss Lindemann set her up her breakfast, after which she went to see what was the matter with her, and met her standing in the hall. Miss Chambers was there also, and after she found out that Annie did not go down to breakfast, gave her a scolding, and the consequence was that Annie not only received 1 mark, but 4. Underline, let's see, Wednesday, January 14th, 1857. Boy, this young lady has had a busy week, has she not? Move you over a little bit closer. Oh, what you're looking for is spirits romping about, by the way. Yeah, I'm serious. Spirits, young schoolgirls, age 12 to 18, I believe, were the ages, or 17, probably 12 to 17 that attended school here. Oh, wait a minute. I can tell you exactly what ages. Uh, 12 to 18. How about that? Okay. So yeah, there's some walking around here sometimes. So just keep an eye out. You never know what'll pop up. Okay. Wednesday, January 14th, 1857. Okay, now we've gone back to note times again. That was just a weird thing while she had the time. 15 of Q. Okay, January 14th. The weather is very changeable. It commenced snowing this afternoon, of which we were very glad, as we thought we would have some sledding. I expected a letter today, but sad to say I didn't receive any. But still, I live in hope if I die in despair. Nothing unusual has happened today. She says that quite often, doesn't she? Thursday, January 17th, 1857. I believe this is all 1857. Yeah, so I'll dispense with repeating that so often. Okay. Friday, January 16th. Thursday, January 15th. The day has been very cold. Nothing of consequence has happened. We all went to classes as usual. Friday, January 16th. The day has been very cold. I did not receive a letter today, although I expected one, but I think I'll get one tomorrow. Everything went off as usual today. Okay, so now we have the boring days, right? Okay, the day before. Oh, by the way, I can't see the chat if anybody's chatting, so. The day before has been more moderate than usual. Nothing of any consequence has happened today. Today being Saturday, the girls didn't go to any classes. I thought I would study some of my lessons, but the day passed away so quickly that at the end of it, I found myself without studying anything. I almost forget to take note of the dinner party we had today. It was very nice chicken, which, as it is Saturday, I did not expect. I must close now, as the preparation bell has just rung for study. January 18th, Sunday. Today we had quite a storm. We went to church as usual, where we had an excellent sermon preached by our chaplain. Last night after bed fell, Annie Young and myself took it into our heads to be just as bad as one possibly could. So we commenced crowing like chickens, bellowing as crows, and singing all the nursery songs we could remember when the teacher heard us and said, "Ladies, I cannot have any more noise." With that, we commenced any more noise. With that, we commenced snoring. We commenced snoring as loud as possible, as we could so that the teacher did not know who to mark. I say we girls do see a great deal of fun at boarding school, although it is pretty hard sometimes. As we come up from church, we saw Maria, the chambermaid, sitting in the monitress's chair for fun, and Miss Denton by her, not knowing it was Maria, but thought it was the monastress, as she could not see very well. Miss Devon told her to go and tell the girls if they did not keep quiet, that she must mark them. We all laughed very much when we heard it. George, the waiter at the table, gave me 2 forks instead of a knife to eat my pie with. The sign is that you have 2 strings to your bow. Miss Kate talked to us after Bible class. Oops. No, no, not bees. Go away. Oh, it's almost to that time again where we have this species of really nasty bees, and there seems to be an awful lot of them, like in the fall, like September, October, maybe into November, depending on how warm the weather is. But they're called yellow jackets, and they're yellow. Oh my God! And they're nasty, and their sting hurts like big time hurts. Right? There's a guy. Can you see him in the entrance of the school? Oh, he just walked away. That's not a ghost. There's a man and woman that just climbed the stairs there, and the mister's got a camera on a tripod, and he's been taking photographs all around. This is a wonderful place for photographers. Anybody with that looking at photography as an art would come here and just be amazed. There are some beautiful things to focus here, to focus on rather. Between the landscaping and the woodwork and the stone. I mean, it's makes for some really nice photographs and paintings too. I haven't so much anymore. There was a time when you used to see folks with their easels up here painting this. And also the other thing up here that is spectacular is the view of the town itself below. We're up higher than the courthouse right now. This is the highest point in Ellicott City, the highest of the 7 hills that surround it. And so I need to get back to the story. Okay. Mm. The day The day has been exceedingly cold. And the wind is blowing very hard, which makes the snowdrifts very high. Our window was covered this morning when we got up. I would like to be out sledding just such a day as this, but here I am at school, and here I have to stay. I wonder how they are all at home. I feel very homesick. I did not receive any letters. In fact, none of the girls did, as the mail did not arrive. Time 20 minutes to 4 p.m. It has stopped snowing, but the wind is still blowing very hard and drifting about. Nothing of any consequence happens. A good deal and a good many of the girls are sick. We went to our classes as usual. Jenny was the monitress. Tuesday, January 20. How quickly time seems to go by. I can scarcely realize that the 20th of January has arrived and that soon I will go home, never to leave it again. Home, that sweet word, how my mind lingers at it, and my memories carries me back to many pleasant reminiscences. But I must not stop to think now. No, no schoolgirl can have time to stop. She must go forward, onward. within time is hurrying her. But still, it will be pretty hard to leave this sweet, dear place. Dear old Patapsco, when I leave thee, will I ever look upon these granite walls and walk on these grounds where I have so often roamed again? We do not know what a day or an hour might bring forth. The day is much more pleasant than usual, and the snow is melting very fast. Wednesday, January 21st. Nothing unusual has happened today, but I think we had a little more snow last night. Can you hear the train going by in the background? It's not close by a long shot either. It just, it's down in the valley behind me. Can't see it for the trees. Okay, back to this. I did not receive any letters, but none of the girls did. Okay. All right. Oh, listen to the train brakes squealing. That's not a confidence builder, is it? It's a freight train. The passenger trains don't come through here at the moment. They once did. There's also that museum. So it's a long train, definitely a freight train. How quickly time appears to fly by. We do not know what a day or an hour will bring forth. The day is much more is melting fast. January 21, nothing of any consequence happened. January of any consequence happened. We all, as usual, obliged to stay hard. Them Van Bibber took some of the girls sleigh riding this afternoon. I just see better and Custer got on this morning. She was not in her room. I took it and wrote on the envelope, Jake sends his love. Anyone may imagine her joy as it happened. He had gone away, so she thought the people were home were teasing her. When I told her I did it, she wouldn't believe me. Friday, January 23rd, 5 minutes of 9 p.m. The day has been very cold, but it has been clear. I can scarcely realize that that Friday has rolled around. It is generally welcomed by all the girls at Patapsco. We all went to our classes as usual, and nothing of any consequence happened today. I did not receive a letter as I expected, although I am certain of receiving one tomorrow from somebody. I wrote one today to Augusta. Tonight I went into Miss Pratt's room to inquire about the geometry. I found some of the rest of my class there. We had quite a nice little chat. I do love Miss Pratt. I went into Annie Young's room tonight as she is sick and, as usual, running on with her nonsense. We were speaking of popping the question and saying how we would do when asked. Annie said that she was asked once when she was out riding on horseback. The gentleman asked her if she would have him. She said, in a manner of great nonchalance. One of her jokes were that she was taking a walk one very rainy night, and her beau, very much embarrassed, remarked that there was a moon. She replied, "Quite moony, sir. I cannot vouch for the veracity." Hmm. They have kind of a dry sense of humor, guys. You think? That didn't make sense. January 25th, Sunday. The day is clear and cold. The chaplain did not come out, so Mr. Archer, who is Miss Phelps, the headmistress successor, had to read the service himself. We got out of church earlier. Nothing of any importance has happened. I wrote a letter to Ma today before church. I must close as the quarter bell has stopped ringing and the dinner bell will ring soon. Time 5 minutes of 12 a.m. Monday, January 26th. The day has been very cold. Nothing of importance has happened. I did not receive any letters. Oh, that is so funny. That's ditto from the day before. Tuesday, January 27th. The day has been much warmer. It began raining today. Nothing of any consequence happened. I received a letter from Ma, quite a long one. Wednesday, January 28th. The day has been a little colder. It commenced snowing quite fast. I received a letter from Sarah Decanis today giving me an invitation to come up there this summer to Elkhorn. Nothing of any importance happened here today. Thursday, January 29th. This evening is teachers' meeting. The day has been more pleasant, though it is still cold. Nothing of any importance has happened. I received a letter from Mary Levering, which I must answer Saturday. Yesterday we had prayers for the first time in the new schoolroom, a part of the new chapel building. It is quite amusing to watch girls' faces as they pass out one by one, like boys in college. The older ones walk along very leisurely, and when it comes to the younger ones' turn to go out, they go with a bound. I love to sit and watch them. Lisa Dickerson changed her room yesterday, and Sarah Maupin came in her place. January 30th, Friday. Friday is rolled around again, and I eagerly welcome it as Saturday follows and brings the rest to us. I can scarcely realize that this month will soon be out, and the winter is passing so rapidly away, and me bringing me nearer and nearer to the time when I will go to my dear home. But before that, I have a good many things to perform and a great deal to pass through, especially the examination, the great bugbear of every schoolgirl's life. The day had been moderate. Tonight, Augusta Hobson with her guitar and Alice Watson with a new foot tub and stick went around during study hour under each of the girls' windows, serenading them. I pitied them as any of the teachers should find out. Saturday, January 31st. Is it possible that this last day of January 1857, can it be that 1 month of the new year has passed away? And when I think where I will be this time next year, no longer a schoolgirl, the happiest part of anyone's life, but what the world terms a young lady, it makes me sad to think that these happy days will never return. And when I look back over this 1 month, and think of all the resolutions that were made at the beginning of the year and wonder whether I have kept them. Yesterday, I was read out as being perfect in music. The day was beautiful, but nothing of any importance happened. Sunday, February 1st, 1857. This day is beautiful. After having so much snow and rain, it seems so pleasant to see the sun once more. The girls appear to be in an excellent humor, laughing and talking, none of any importance. We all went to school as usual. Monday, February 2nd. The day is very pleasant. Nothing of any importance happened. Tuesday, February 5th. The day is pleasant, but I didn't receive any letters. Miss Archer examined us in French. Nothing of any importance happened. February 4th, Wednesday. The snow is melting very fast, and we have a beautiful weather. I received a letter from Ma. Nothing of any importance. Oops. Nothing of any importance happened. 2 or 3 of the girls have the mumps. Among them, Joe Compton. Miss Lindement doses her with homeopathic medicine. She kept a bottle in Compton's room with some in it like water. After Miss L went out, she emptied the bottle and filled it with water. And now, every hour, Miss L comes in, shakes the bottle, and gives her a teaspoon. The soiree comes off on Saturday. Thursday, February 5th. The day has been like a spring morning. The snow is melting very fast. Nothing of importance happened. I received a letter from Ma yesterday. I wrote a letter to Ma tonight. Friday, February 6th. The day has been very cloudy, but not cold. The examination takes place on Monday and Tuesday. I dread it, and tomorrow expect to study all day long. Carrie Lang and Annie Young have the mumps. I did not receive any letters. February 7th, Saturday. The day has been very pleasant. Nothing of importance happened. We did not go to sew-in auction this afternoon, as Miss Pratt, our dear teacher, is sick. She is so kind. Carrie Long has been all this afternoon braiding Lizzie Wells's hair. I think she must have a great deal of patience. Maggie Bond is crying because she cannot get any warm water to wash her feet. Maria has just bought her some in 2 buckets and wants to know if she merits money. None of any importance happened today. That's February 8th, Sunday. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Monday, February 9th. I got up at 12 o'clock last night as the examination goes off tomorrow. Tuesday, February 10th. That long, dreadful day for examination has at last arrived. I rose last night again to study. My heart rose in my mouth. Mrs. Phelps and her daughter came out to hear it, and after it was over, she made an address. The class all did very well indeed. I was examined in science and geometry and did not fail. I was so composed, though I could scarcely say anything, as we were examined before the whole school. Let's see. Wednesday, February 11th. Nothing of importance has happened. We went to class as usual. I've taken up Olmsted's mechanics. Don't know who that is, but how would that hold a young lady's interest, do we suppose? Pray tell. Okay. I am going to keep on reading here. We've got a bit more to go. What is my time anyway? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's okay. 1 o'clock. All right. So it takes a little bit of time. That's quite all right. All right. Friday. Let's see. I think what I'll do is skip the ones that only say nothing of any importance happened, okay? Because nothing of any importance happened. Okay. All right. Saturday, February 14th. Oh my goodness. You know what day that is. Okay. Here we go. Today is Valentine's Day. How many of the girls expected them, although there were so few? Mr. Archer, it appears, permits the young ladies to receive them. Mr. Lohman, the dancing teacher, arrived this morning and gave a few lessons. I am going to begin next Saturday. Sunday, February 15th. We had 2 ministers this morning and a very good sermon delivered by the Reverend Mr. Hall, after which the Holy Communion was administered. Addie Chamberlain was monosterous. We went to Bible class this evening, as usual. Miss Kate said she would like to meet any of her scholars on Wednesday evening to read to them. Monday, February 16th. The day is bright and beautiful and appears more like spring than one of winter months. Nothing of any importance has happened today. February 17th, Tuesday. I would have been called upon to be monitress, and I am rather glad, as I thought I would be able to write, but I was mistaken, for the girls send me on all sorts of errands. Every time I hear a noise, I must run. As a specimen of the errands they send me on, Carrie Long has just bought me a pair of shoes turned up at the toes, a great deal with the request to carry them up to Helen Middleton and tell her she was sorry she turned them up so much, but they were entirely too large for her. I gave around the letters today and got one from Ma. I wrote 3 letters. The day was damp and cloudy. Wednesday, February 18th. I did not receive any letters today. The weather is calm and beautiful and appears more like spring than one of the winter. Wrong one. Let's see. Sorry. Okay, here we go. February 19th, Thursday. The day is still calm and beautiful, and it makes me feel as if I did not like to be confined in the house for study. I think the weather has a fine effect on a person's spirit. At least it always affects mine. This morning we had breakfast early, which left a nice long time before prayers to walk. A great many of the girls were out walking this morning also. I had a great deal of fun. Last night I felt very homesick and came to the wise conclusion that this was a wicked world and full of deceit. I made an arrangement to go to Miss Chambers in the 3rd hour this afternoon to get her to show me how to do one of the examples in Olmsted, for I cannot see how it begins or ends. Now that I am writing, a delightful breeze blows in upon me and makes me think if I did not have to study, I would be perfectly happy. The girls, poor girls, it is study all the time, and they are destined to accomplish something. But of what am I thinking? I am actually forgetting that a woman's fear is forbidden fruit, and that has been repented of long ago. And to think of the meaningless of the man, to say, the woman which thou gavest to be with me, gave it to me, and I eat it. I must never stop this, or I know not where my thoughts will leave me. Nanny Evans is going home. It is now overcast with clouds. What a pity such beautiful weather could not last. Saturday, February 21st, very pleasant day. They went dancing this morning and they practiced dancing this evening with dance lessons. Today, I went to take my music lesson. Dr. Ebbing talked to me about wearing spectacles all the time. I did not want any dinner today. Just a dessert, thank you very much. The girls' eyes all broken as the waiter brings dinner in, but I did not eat any. Tuesday, February 24th. In a few more days, and this month will be out, and stormy and blustery March. In a few more days, this month will be out, and stormy and blustery March will take its place. The day is blustery now, and I think March has commenced with its regard to weather, if not in the date. I received 3 letters today and am now answering Ma's. Last night we had a French soiree and a new scholar arrived yesterday, a Miss Eugenia Bird. Nothing of importance has happened. Figure I'd throw that in since it was at the end of our little sentence. Yes. Okay. I am inclined. Here's March coming up. Let's fast forward to March. Tuesday, March 1st. The weather is rather windy. We all went to church as usual and heard an excellent sermon. I went to walk this morning with Nanny Brooke, and this afternoon I went out with Mary Archer. I wrote to cousin Emily Harding and Sally DeConis. We had a great deal of fun in Carrie Long's room this afternoon. Both she and Tilly Hester are in bed sick. I expect it is of a Sunday morning fever. Nanny is sitting by me now, talking as fast as she can about keeping our journals after we've done writing in them. Nanny, yes, indeed, she is going to keep hers and show it to her husband. Nothing of any great importance today. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. March 4th, Wednesday, today before prayers. I went into the schoolroom to study and found Augusta Roberts and Helen Harris. Then soon after, Maggie Owens came in and went up to Augusta and I, made us promise never to breathe what she had to tell us, whispered to us that we were not going to have school today as there was to be a lecture in physiology by Mr. Lambert. We were all very glad. He delivered a very interesting lecture, very well delivered and interspersed with a great many anecdotes and talking about the gentlemen losing and running out without their hats and wearing low neck dresses and saying the ladies would not do such things. They were very prudent when they were the very ones he met. Let's see, March 5th, a Thursday. Took a nice walk with Henrietta Robbins and received a letter from Ma. Oh, nice. That is sweet. Got a Ma letter, which I have just finished answering. Carrie Long is sick. Uh-oh. Nothing of any importance happened today. Oh, it is very cloudy. All right. I took a walk on the grounds this morning with Henrietta Robbins. This is Friday, March 6th, with the same entry, basically. I found the sky very clear, but the wind was very high. Yeah, we got a good breeze going on here, too. I'm sure, I bet it's windy at my house, even. That would not surprise me in any way, shape, or form. No, not at all. Okay, so I took a nice walk with Henrietta this morning and received a letter from Ma, which Carrie Long is sick. I went over to see Joe and Jim tonight. Brian showed me a stereotype, and I went to see the girls dance. March 5th, took a walk around the grounds with Henrietta and found the sky quite clear, but the wind was very high. I scarcely believe anything funny happens now that Annie Young has gone, for she was the very life of our dormitory. She was so funny. Last night, Nanny Brooke and I read over our journals and talked about Annie Young, how she used to cut up, and when Pines came out that day and the serenade last night, which she thought was Pines, It turned out to be the old gardener playing on his old accordion. I do not expect I will ever see her again. She promised to write to me. She used to tell me all her secrets. Helen Middleton and Carrie Long to be uh, romantic, I suppose. After the lights were put out and used to write letters by moonlight for fun. I have got to be room keeper tomorrow. How I do hate it. I actually have counted the times I have got to be room keeper before school breaks up, and it is 5 more times. I did not receive any letters today, and Nanny Brooks was the only one who got along in our room. Mr. Streeny sent for me to take a singing lesson today just before dinner, as he wanted to get through as soon as he could. Madame Moniz told us today in the French class that our next French soiree, Mr. Archer expected to come as she had told him we spoke French. Madam had to take Professor Zinnerat's class as he was not okay here today. We had coffee and eggs for dinner today, as it is Friday in Lent, and more. Mm-mm. And more particularly, a fast day. Okay. The wind is very cold and windy. This is Saturday, March 7th. They went out walking in the wind and went into the village, bought some candy and figs, and made us take some. We went on in this way, laughing and talking for a great while. The other day, I directed a letter for Eugenie Boyd, or Bird, to her brother. She received a letter from him yesterday. I did not receive any letters today. Sunday, March 8th, we went to our Bible classes as usual. Monday, March 9th, snowing quite fast all day. Went to classes as usual anyway. I didn't receive any letters today. Tuesday, March 10th. The month is slipping away. I did not get any letters from Ma, though I did write one, a long letter to Sarah DeConis. I did, let's see. Oh, I expect everyone has forgotten me. Oops, sorry, just checking the time. I may have to fast forward here. Anyway, pretty redundant, isn't it? I did not say that. This poor little girl. All right, let's how about graduation week? Yeah, let's do that. All right. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. La la. I'm trying to find where they graduate. The day is cool. Da, 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 da. Okay. Oh, they don't really graduate. Is that it, really? All right. Well, okay. Let's read the last day of school from that point, shall we? Friday, June 26, 1857. This is the last day I will go to school. How strange that this long for period has at length arrived. I received a letter from Pa today saying he hoped we would pass a good examination and he wanted to see us, Annie and her 14-year-old sister Sarah, very badly. We had to stay an hour and a half in Milton class today as Mr. Archer was there and wanted to see how long it would take us to recite it at commencement. While each one was reciting, he criticized each one, and after we had finished, told us our different failings. The day is very warm. I did not receive any letters. This is June 27th on Saturday. Sunday the 28th, the day is oppressively warm. Mr. Hall preached for us today. At night, we did not light our lamps because it was so warm. We undressed ourselves and sat on the bed near the window and talked. Monday, June 29th, first day of examinations. I have not got to be examined in anything until Tuesday. We were all obliged to attend exams, though. The classes did very well. June 30th, Tuesday. Amanda Townsend told me something this evening that surprised me very much, but I am bound not to tell Anna Polk. And Amanda came in to see us. We had quite a nice time talking. The classes did very well, went into Madeline's room and stayed there a while. Miss Chambers visits our room pretty often at night to see if we are talking, and at length made us keep our door open. I don't sure get what that was all about, but okay. All right. Wednesday, July 1st. This morning I found Miss Chambers leaning over Nanny, awakening her and whispering that her class would be examined that day in algebra. The examination began about 8:15 this morning and ended at 1. But Miss Chambers made us stay in our rooms until 4 o'clock, just the same. July 2nd, the day was quite cool. The classes all did very well. I was examined in French this morning, and I was very much disappointed because I didn't get any letters when I came back. Let's see. Then at dinner, Miss Maupin handed me one. I thought she had kept it from me, but she said no, that it had just been brought there. I found it was for my dear Ma. I was so glad I did not know what to do. We had a soiree this evening, and Miss Phillips and her daughter were there, and it was a rehearsal basically for commencement. Friday, July 3rd. This morning, our class was examined, and just as it came to my turn to explain my example, a couple of gentlemen came. Some of the girls' parents. I was very confused. I was fixing my loop skirt very quietly this afternoon when Amanda asked me if I did not want to hear something pretty. And upon ascending, she told me to come to her room where she began reading Lucy Fisher's composition. By and by, Lucy came and we got her to read it. She's saying funny things nearly all of the time. She gave it to me to copy as I asked her for it. Mary Yancey came in to see me this afternoon, and so did Amanda, and we sat there talking and laughing till the tea bell rang. This is the glorious 4th, Saturday, July 4th. How little did I think I would be here at school this day and wonder where I will be this time next year. But time brings so many challenges we can scarcely note them. There follows the blank page. Okay, it scarcely notes them. Okay, this is the end. Okay, blank pages are left. She ends it, Annie Conaway. She ends her journey with the recipe for preserved tomatoes. So here we go. I'm giving you a recipe for preserved tomatoes from the 4th of July, 1857. Scald tomatoes, take skin off. Allow 1 pound of tomatoes to 1 pound of sugar. Place in layers, preserving kettle. Slice lemon and throw it in and green ginger. Throw it in and green ginger. Scald it to remove the dark outside skin. Okay, I don't know if this is for real or not. Okay. Maybe I'll post it on Facebook and see if there's anyone ready, willing, or even able to enlighten us, right? All right. I am going to turn this around. Now you're looking down the path there. Whoops. Can you imagine beautifully dressed young ladies and their, families visiting, all strolling along the grounds here, right? Can't you just imagine how that would be? I bet it would be beautiful. No, there I am. Okay. Cool beans. Oops, there's a dog yapping down there somewhere. Ah. Okay. Well, here I am. And here I go. I hope you enjoyed this tour. I don't know that anybody watched the whole thing live. It ran me a little bit longer than I thought. That was a good hour and a half almost, I guess. Hour and a quarter. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. That was the life of Sandra Conway, who graduated from this school, went home in July of 1857. Having spent all her years here, all her education was received here. Yes, indeed. Okay, well, next tour. Oh my goodness. My next tour, I believe is Tuesday, it's like very, very, very early Tuesday morning. I will be in a hot air balloon watching the sun come up. Hopefully I'll be rising up with it. That's my plan. We'll see how that works, okay? Let's see, who do I have over here? Hello, hello. What am I talking about? Oh, I am talking about this school that is called the Patapsco Female Institute. It's an old historic building here on the highest hill of a little town called Ellicott City. I've done several videos for this. So if you find me on YouTube or Facebook, you can see some other places of interest in this very cool little town. And just to back this up, as I said, it's about an hour 15 on here. And that way you won't miss the tour. You'll get to see it. That's what I like about it, posting on other media. So anyway, all right, I got to go. Don't forget, buy me a coffee. Vanilla lattes are good. See ya.